With the Chinese companies taking over the value subcompact crossover segment, Toyota's finally come out with their answer. This one right here is the hottest car in town. This is the 2022 Toyota Raize 1.0 CVT. Today I'm going to show you around this car and I'm also going to give it a test drive, so stay tuned. First off, I'd like to thank Toyota Bicutan Parañaque for letting us test drive this Toyota Raize right here. It shares a relatively similar look to a Toyota RAV4, although it is a bit shrunk down. What I love about it is that it is both slightly aggressive but also slightly cutesy on the front, and this yellow SE color really does complement all the black accents around this car. Speaking of those black accents, you get piano black by the emblem, then you also get more black down below towards the grille, but it isn't too ostentatious. It looks just about right for the look of this car. You get LED headlights on this one with sequential turn signals. You get a fog light down below, but they are not LEDs. There's also a front parking sensor just for this top of the line trim. I love how clever that is. Towards the side, ground clearance isn't exactly the highest, but compared to your usual sedan, it is slightly better. The top of the line trim gets this two-tone design, so you get a black roof. You also get chrome door handles with smart keyless entry. You get 17-inch rims on this one, which looks proper aggressive. And then finally, your side mirrors, they are also painted in this black color. If the black roof and this yellow color is still not enough to let you know that this is the top of the line turbo trim, well, there is another turbo badge over there. And by the way, for your brakes, you get ventilated discs up front, but only drums at the rear. The rear of the Raize shares the same cutesy but also aggressive look of the rest of the car. This top of the line trim gets piano black accents all across this garnish right here, while the other models just get plain black. You get a third brake light up top, also a shark's fin antenna, a wiper, then of course your Raize badge. LED tail lamps. Down below there are these trims that are, well, they are made out of plastic. I'm not too sure why they put that, but I guess it really does accent the color really well. You get rear parking sensors as well and a reverse camera. What I really love about this is that Toyota, or well, Daihatsu, didn't put fake exhaust vents on this one. That's always appreciated. Opening up this tailgate and you have ample space. It's not the biggest out there, and you have this parcel cover which is really easy to remove. It is really soft and malleable. And over here you get a false floor which you can also slide down for extra storage, and you also get a full-size spare tire. What's more, you can also fold down these seats 60/40. Powering this really cute looking crossover is this equally tiny 1-liter inline 3 gasoline engine which makes 98 horsepower and 140 Newton meters of torque. You can also get this car with 1.2-liter naturally aspirated engine, but you would only get that with the lesser trims. But don't think that this 1-liter produces less power, because this turbo right here actually produces more power than the 1.2-liter lower models. Now inside the Toyota Raize, you check the door thud. For a Toyota at this price point, that's actually pretty good. Now to start the car up, you get push button start on this, and you really do hear that the engine is pretty small. Interior, your materials, well, you can't really expect that much from this price point, but I must say they're not bad. So although you do get hard-touch plastic up top and on the side, even on the center, your seats are really comfortable. Even the bolsters are pretty good, and they are part leather and part fabric for this top of the line trim. Your steering wheel, it is wrapped in leather. It is multifunction with paddle shifters, but you can only tilt it, but you can't telescope. For your instrument cluster, you get a 7-inch digital display. That's for your RPM, but your speedometer itself and your fuel gauge, they are purely digital, really nice. The center of everything, this top of the line chip also gets a 9-inch touchscreen. It's pretty okay in responsiveness. It's not the best, but it's not bad either. And it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus your reverse camera. It is pretty decent when it comes to the clarity. Down below, air vents, are they high quality feeling? Not bad. Single zone climate control. You get a USB port, 2 of it actually, and also a 12-volt outlet. To the middle of everything is a regular handbrake. You also get this armrest right here which doubles as a storage, but it is pretty tiny. And on the sides, you can't really put huge bottles of water, so just the small jugs will probably do. You also get power folding mirrors on this one, and your windows, they're fully automatic for the driver's side and only normal automatic for the rest. The top of the line Toyota Raize also gets ABS, stability control, hill start assist, and blind spot monitoring. You also get 6 airbags with this one and 6 speakers. Now here at the second row, check the door. Just like the front, it's actually not bad. So you get 2 map pockets, but take note, you get 2 only for the top of the line and the second highest trim. The rest only gets 1 on the passenger side. Legroom is great. So is headroom, and you have this like metal bar thing under the driver's seat, which does double as like a footrest, but you only get it for the driver's side, and it is pretty comfortable. It's kind of odd, you don't get it over there. Anyway, the seats themselves, they are also pretty comfortable. The problem is thigh support could be a little bit lacking. You also get the same hard-touch plastics on the side. You don't have your own air vents, you don't have charging ports, and you don't have an armrest as well. And the side jug holder is also rather small. However, you can't really fault this car for its price because it is still pretty good. Unfortunately, seating 3 people is not exactly the best. Feet room is about okay. Headroom is great, but the width of the car, that's not gonna work. Driving the all-new 2022 Toyota Raize 1.0 Turbo. The seats, for once, they are incredibly comfortable. They're actually really supportive. If you compare this car to a lot of its competitors, this is probably one of the best seats in its category. Next though is the engines. Don't think that just because this uses the same 1-liter displacement as what you would get with a Toyota Wigo that it is as slow as that car, as whiny as that car. Because while there are roughly the same amount of vibration, which isn't the best, the power is there. You get 140 Newton meters of torque with this one, which is way more than enough for the size of this car. Handling is, well, not really. It's pretty non-existent, but that's what you would expect with a car like this. It's not really meant to be thrashed. It's not meant to be thrown around corners. So yes, despite this car not being the highest out there, there is a significant amount of body roll. One thing that I'm not a big fan of with the Toyota Raize is its steering feel. This uses an electronic power assisted steering wheel, so although it is really light and perfect for in-town trips, when you do just want to feel the road somehow, you don't really feel it at all because there is no feedback. There's zero feedback on this one, and it feels just a little bit artificially assisted. So those looking for a more involved driving feel, maybe you should go for something like, for example, the Geely Coolray. However, if all you want is comfortable city driving, then you will enjoy the steering feel in the Toyota Raize a lot more. Thankfully, you have great visibility all around you. Your A-pillar could be just a little bit thick, but you can easily lean your head towards the side because it is a rather narrow car. And out the back, your window is a bit small, but that's fine because you also have your reverse sensors as well as your reverse camera. Although the suspension is already soft as it is, these seats really do help give you an incredibly comfortable ride. Harshness, you don't feel it either. Then yeah, just the engine vibration is a little bit more haptic. If you are in city streets and you do have to make a lot of U-turns, well, this one's perfect because your steering radius is actually not bad. And the car is really short, so you can easily just keep making U-turns with this car. You'll not have a hard time even if you're just a first-time or newbie driver. The Raize is just the perfect size with the perfect turning radius. Though I haven't had the chance to really take this out on a long drive, in the short drive that I have taken the Toyota Raize here in the Bicutan area, I've averaged around 10.3 kilometers per liter, and that's with me kind of like testing out the acceleration once in a while. So if you do drive more conservatively and not as if you're reviewing a car, then you could probably go a bit higher than that, which is really not bad. However, you do have to take note that traffic today is pretty light and it is a Sunday, so maybe, just maybe, around 10 kilometers per liter is the ballpark figure. Priced at 1,031,000 pesos, or you can even go as low as 700,000+ pesos for the bottom trim. The all-new Toyota Raize is something that I can see to be a great contender in the subcompact SUV class. It is definitely one of those cars that you should consider when you just want something to nip around town and you don't really do a lot of highway driving. Now, overall, the materials in here, they may not be the best. It may be covered in more durable plastics. For the people who buy this car, the target market of this car, that's not exactly the priority. So if all you want is Toyota reliability, Toyota parts availability, and just a point A to point B slightly raised car, then the Toyota Raize is probably one of your best choice when it comes to this segment. Once again, this has been Kyle Liong, and thank you for watching. But most importantly, we do have to once again thank Toyota Bicutan Parañaque for lending us this Toyota Raize right here. If you're looking for a Toyota Raize or for any other Toyota out there, then just head on over to Toyota Bicutan Parañaque, and I'm sure that they can hook you up with the best deals for your next Toyota vehicle.